I hope you are very well. We are getting straight on with the action today, continuing exactly where we left off last Sunday. Now, my apologies, I didn't get a midweek live done this week, just because we've had such a mad week at work. So I just didn't get the time in the evenings. I did Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights live. Sorry, Thursday nights late at work. I didn't finish till gone 10 o'clock on Wednesday. So we just didn't get the opportunity, unfortunately, to do a Wednesday live. So we're back here again in my garage in Bexhill in East Sussex. I've got my massive mug of tea. Now, how's that for a mug? That was brought to me by a friend of mine, Matt, over in Hastings, and he's just been out to Florida recently. So, yeah, he got me a massive mug of tea. So we are back on it. We are back on it with. Good evening. Who's that? Wayne Robinson, J1C. Nice to see you, my man. Yeah, we're back straight on with the bay. And I'm going to sort of get straight on with it because in reality, I just want to try and get this door done this week. I want to see how much I can sort of strip off with you. We're just going to get straight into it, stripping the paint. Now, for those who haven't watched before, I'm trying to remove all of this blue to get back to this original white. You can see we've done a fair whack of the bus, and I'm leaving all the scarring and everything else and all the rust through, but in reality I'm just going to try and do it in bits all the way from top to bottom, just trying to remove as much paint as I can. So gonna have my whole reel of Scotch-Brite ready. I've got my whole pot of paint stripper ready, and I've got you guys joining me, so really appreciate you guys being here. Thanks so much. Sean Creswell says, good evening, good sir, paintwork coming along nicely. We're getting there slowly. Defending Elvis Presley says, looks fun. Thanks, man. Yeah, we're just cracking on with it, really. Like we've said in previous videos, I'm trying to do this in any spare moment that I have at home. I'm trying to get as much done live with you guys. And what I've also done is been collecting parts, and I'll show you later if you remind me what I've got fitted. In fact, I'll show you a little bit. Can you see right there? I found a steering column that fits. I found one. There's a bit of a story behind that, but if you have seen our previous videos, we did a live and I was like, let's try and get this steering column to fit. And it didn't fit at all. I have what is now known as a fairly, not rare, but it's a 1 year only vehicle, which means it's got 1 year only parts, which means it's a bit hard to find the bits I need. Who's that in there now? Adventure Van Life's in. Good evening, sir. Yeah, so we're just trying to get as much done, do as much as we can live, and the lives is doing really well for the channel. You know, we're getting lots and lots of views. It's really good to see you. If you are watching this now and you do like what you're seeing, or you want to give us a bit of support, please just double tap your screen if you're watching on a phone or tablet, or if you're watching on a computer or the TV. There should be 3 dots somewhere around here, and you should be able to just give the video a thumbs up or a like, and that really helps with what we're doing. So yes, if you are watching and you have no idea what I'm trying to achieve, I'm trying to remove all of this horrid blue paint here to reveal the OG white. So I'm using a combination of Scotch-Brite and paint stripper. As you can see here, it cleans off quite a lot of the blue paint, and I have to keep swapping it over so I don't keep clogging it up. Defending Elvis Presley says, I restore classic air cooled VWs for fun. I've done 3 Beatles, 3 bays, 1 splitty. Nice. Good evening, Leigh. Thank you, VWing 7497. Lee Smith 6467. Good evening, Leigh. Great name. Not many of us about. A big thank you to yourself and your other half of the T6 conversion videos. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Leigh. Souza Ribeiro, Emotional, Audiovisual, Cresca North No Juno. Don't know what that means. Rick Watman says, good evening, Leigh. Rubber dub dub. This is it, yeah, rubber dub dub. So you can see already, we're working on this strip here. You can see how effective this is in terms of removing that paint. And I know you can hear this door making lots of noise. If you have a look up here, if you can see, in fact, the camera's not going to get that angle, but I've removed all of the door locks, because once this door's stripped, I'm taking it to my friend who's going to make sure to connect it all back together, because it's rusted out at the bottom. So yeah, it needs all the love. But my aim is, over the next hour, is to try and make this door completely white with you guys, which should be pretty fun. Andre Froneman said, hi, good evening. Nick's Broke says, good evening. Hello, mate. Sean Creswell says, looking forward to Campbell's and Coffee next month, and even better that money's going to RNLI once again. Thank you. Yes, we have our Christmas Campbell's and Coffee, which should be really, really fun. That's down at the Stade in Hastings. And yeah, we do it in support of the RNLI. And it's really, really good fun. My daughter's just brought me in my... Can you grab it? Sorry, sweetheart. Sorry. My daughter's just come in and she's got me my mince pie. We bought our first mince pies today. Who's bought any mince pies yet?
Oh, I love the mince pie.
Right.
Oh, God,
thank you, sweetheart. Right, so what have we got here? Taxi driver says, good evening, Leigh, from me and the cats and kittens. Brilliant. Andre Froneman says, hi. Admiral Kirk says, I just farted. Good for you. Adam Brummy says, can you headbutt the wing, please, mate? Not today. Nick's Broke says, sweet daughter. Thank you very much. V Dubbing says, don't know why my name's changed, but this is Dubs, i.e. Dub Thing. Great to finally meet you and see the fantastic showroom. Thank you, Simon. It is Simon, isn't it? Yes. Really, really good to see you. So, yeah, here we go. Let's keep smashing on with this. There's lots of you watching, like we said. It's really, really good to have you on board. Let's keep concentrating on getting this paint done. Like I say, if you're watching for the first time or you have no idea who we are or what we do, we have a whole channel with videos that show you how to convert and build your own camper. What I'm doing right here is working on my own van in my own garage, just having a bit of fun, really, trying to restore this old bus. So if I keep working on some of these stubborn bits, very, very quickly, once I clean it off, you'll be able to see what a difference just working on this bit has just made. This bit might be a bit noisy. I'm going to swap to a fresh piece. Ripple Effect says VW bus. Yes. The car is trembling, says Amateur Reviews. Yes, it's a 1969 VW bus. And we're just trying to remove this old hand-painted blue paint and get it back to the original white. So what I'm going to do is very, very shortly is get my sponge out, which should be somewhere down there, and I'll be able to wipe this whole piece, and you'll just be able to see how quickly that's all changed from horrible hand-painted blue to the original paint. Right, I think that's enough for there. Where are we? Sat in the Unimog, having done the installation this week, thanks to your videos. Thank you very much, Paul. VW says, that's it, mate. Such a nice drive and well worth the visit. Thanks so much. Yeah, it was lovely to meet you. Fantastic T4 build that you've done. Here we go, look, check this out. And straight away, come from that awful blue to our awful white in reality. I mean, it looks nice and glossy there. Let me bring you in a bit closer. How How's that? I don't want to spill my tea. Oh, one of the questions we ask on our lives every day is, what are you drinking? I have a nice big mug of tea this evening. I went out for a couple of beers last night, so I say last night, we went around a friend's house yesterday, had some beers. Not really feeling the beer thing today. So there you go, you can see we've gone in, what are we in? We're 10 minutes in now. I've just done this whole strip to go from this blue to this white. So yeah, if we just keep working on it, I'll go to here next. Let's see how we can get that done. I'll just put a bit down, sort of soften up the paint a bit. Put it on there. And I've seen, we put a short out this week. Yeah, we put a short out this week, which was a snippet from last week's lives. And I got absolutely ruined in the comments for doing what I'm doing, and people just didn't get that. I'm not sanding the van, I'm not prepping for paint. I'm just trying to revive the old paint, which is why I'm being so delicate with it. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if you're watching now, please give the video a like. Just double tap the screen, or in the top corner there should be 3 dots. And that should give the video a thumbs up, so thank you. Sean says, does the paint stripper only take off the hand painted blue as it's a lesser quality paint than the original, or do you have to be really, really careful? Bit of both, really. As I can like sort of really hammer on this old, what is it, 64-year-old paint, 54-year-old paint, and it not really go, it doesn't, it's not affected by the paint stripper at all. Whereas this blue stuff, you just, look, straight away. There's no white. It's only when I say concentrate on an area. If you have a look up here, in fact you can't really see it. Up here, there was a big blob of blue up here. So I started going at it and I started wearing through, because effectively this is an abrasive. So you've just got to be careful. You've got to move around. Use the paint stripper sparingly. But yeah, check it out already. It's already making a huge difference. But I'm not pressing too hard or anything. Have you ever met Simon? He likes to do drawings. Which Simon? Taxi driver says, I went to Bath and West showground today in the camper. This was home renovation improvement show. I met up with camper vanners and told them about tonight's show. I wonder if they're watching. Oh, that's lovely, thank you. Paul says he's having a nice glass of red wine. Sean says the patina will look awesome once it's all done. Well, let me just flip you round. Let me just pull these gloves off if I can real quick. They might be a bit soft now or a bit slippy. But if I, in fact, let me just turn you around on a tripod. Have a look. Whoops, do you know what, that's not going to work because the tripod's pretty big. But if I spin you around here, you can kind of see I've already done this panel and that back panel over there. In fact, if I spin you round in the other manner, I should just be able to touch you the screen. Cool, you can see what sort of room I'm working in here. It's a very, very narrow single garage. I'm surprised I was able to get the bloody van in at all. I can't get my gloves off. Right, yes, let's see if I can spin the camera around. There you go. Right, there you go. So, that's the last panel to do. Why I saved it to do that one last, I don't know. But I've already done this panel and you can see sort of the scarring and the patina on that one. So let's see if I can flip that camera around again. Come on. Gonna have to take my glove off. There you go. Right, shall we carry on, shall we? So yeah, really, really good to see you all. Thank you so much for sort of tuning in. Really appreciate it. It's really helping with the subscribers actually. Having you all come in, see what we're up to, say hi, and then follow the channel. It's really, really helping with the views, really helping with the subscribers. So yeah, if you don't know about us and you want to see more videos on camper vans or learn how to build your own camper van, please be sure to hit the subscribe button as well, because that really, really does help. So right, let's keep going on this bit. So as you can see, I'm working sort of 6 to 8 inches across and then going up the panel just to get this door stripped. Now we'll bring you closer each time as we go. Taxi driver says, got my usual stein of hot chocolate, good stuff. Doris Connor said, hi, good evening, Doris. So yeah, there we go. Keep hitting it. And what have you guys been up to today or over the weekend? Have you had a nice weekend? Last weekend was Remembrance Day weekend, wasn't it? Did you do anything for that? Did you go down your local cenotaph, watch your remembrance parade or anything? Me and my girls, well, me and the family, with the dog in fact, we went down to our local cenotaph, paid our respects, laid a cross to those who I know who have fallen in service or who have served and since fallen. So that was lovely. Always an emotional day. You know, you hear the bagpipes, you hear the cannons. It's always a bit emotional for me. I served for 8 years, so yeah, 2000 through 2008. So I always get a bit emotional come Remembrance Day. But yeah, have you been up to much this weekend? I washed my vans today, my daily and my wife's van. It's ended up being dark by the time I finished. But I got them nice and clean. Right, that is full up with paint already. Look, super full up with paint. William Ben says deer hunting, nice. Doris Connor says going boating tomorrow, awesome. I want to start boating. In fact, Paul, Adventure Van Life on here, took me out on his jet ski this summer. We met up down at Lake Garda because we were both down there at the same time, and he took me out on his jet ski and I was instantly hooked. So I've since bought me a retro jet ski, which I might do live on this channel. What do you think? Shall I do lives on restoring that jet ski? That could be quite fun. I know it's a camper van channel. Maybe we should start a second channel. Who knows? That'd be quite good. Look at that already. I started here tonight. We're only 17 minutes in and I've managed to do all of this. There you go. Getting on it. Sean Creswell says your videos are the best videos I've seen in regards to building your own camper. The 4-way stretch carpet video you did on your family's van build helped me so much. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, do you know what? Doing the YouTube side of things is the best part of my job. I like to teach. Funny enough, going back to the military, I used to be an instructor in the military. And I sort of used my teaching methods there to do what I do on YouTube. And I really enjoy it. My style isn't for everyone, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, I really enjoy doing the whole YouTube thing. If I could afford to, I'd do it full time. Look at that, we're nearly there on this next section. Going great guns today. I'm gonna have to move the camera forward so you can see what I'm doing. This is cool. Doris Connor says, is that a BMW van? No, not a BMW, a Volkswagen. It is a 1969 VW Westphalia. So it's a bay window. Look at that, here you go, ta-da! And it's in a bit of a state. Shall I do a little tour? Who wants a little tour of the bus real quick? Because I can finish this bit, whip my gloves off real quick. Look at that. It's such a crazy transformation to go from that old pattern to what we've got here now. It really is. Right, dry that off. VW says, busy weekend, getting our VW Club's Christmas meet organised for a couple of weeks' time. Wicked. Brilliant. Look at that. Boom. Right, let's do a little tour. Let's see if I can get these damp gloves off. Now they got blooming paint stripper on. Right, I'm going to grab my tea as well. So this is another thing we ask if you weren't here before. Tea is my drink tonight. What are you drinking? We know Taxi Driver's doing a steiner of hot chocolate, which is brilliant. Add a Q&A sticker, says YouTube. I've not seen that. Remembrance Day is so special to me because my grandfather was in the trenches in France in the First World War. And my dad served in the RAF in the Middle East in the Second World War. That's from Taxi Driver. Awesome. Doris Connor says, walk around the neighbourhood grill, please. Dave says, love coffee. Brilliant. Right. I'm still trying to get this glove off, people. Getting there. So if you are watching and you're enjoying it and you want to see this tour of the bus, please give the video a thumbs up. So just double tap the screen if you're watching on like a mobile device, a tablet or a phone. And if you're watching on a computer or a telly, there should be sort of 3 dots up in the top right hand corner. And if you click that, you should be able to like the video. That'd be awesome, thank you. Sean Creswell says, I'm pretty addicted to Moroccan tea at the moment, so that's my drink of choice tonight. Awesome. Right, let's give you a little tour of this bus. Unplug you, because you're in charge. So, this is Georgia. And as you can see, I've just loosely cable tied up the badge there. And her name is Georgia because we found some stickers and I found a mug inside of it. I don't know where the mug is right now. But there was a mug inside of it from Georgia Tech University in America. So the bus is now called Georgia. So a lot of this didn't exist when I bought it. There was no lights, there was no bumper, no indicators, no badge. So I've just been sourcing these parts as I go. I've had the bus for about 5 years. I've taken the top of the dash out so I can sort out all the wiring. I've literally just fitted this. I had to find this, apparently because this is a 1 year only, I had to find... Sorry, it's really hard to source the right steering housing here and column. So I got this week and I just fitted it loosely just so I could see if it will fit for tonight's video. That's the old one I bought that didn't fit. And you can see, look, she looks crusty. However, there's not a lot really to do in terms of welding. The worst part, if I show you through that floor, look, that's the floor down there. So it needs a cab floor and that's about it, and some straightening. But all of this patina rust, you can see, look, that's what's cleaned up and that's what is there. So we'll clean all that up tonight and it will look right as rain. In fact, it will look very similar to this panel I've done. So if I step through, so this panel here looked exactly like this panel, all rusty and crusty and horrible. But with a bit of elbow grease, you can see how it's coming on nicely. And you see how that door has transformed the whole look of the van. And we did from here to here just in the last sort of 20 odd minutes. So by the end of the video, we should have that whole door done, I think. I started cleaning up the inside. You can see the difference between where I've cleaned and where I haven't cleaned so far. And I'm using a combination of things. This is CLR, calcium lime and rust remover, some Scotch-Brite and everything else. But yeah, I've just been trying to clean up. I've done some of the walls here. I've done some of the walls in there. And then this is just bits and pieces. So there's the spare, well, there's the front cab seats. That's all the glass. But it's not too bad. It's remarkably dry and solid. It's just a bit damaged. I've sourced an engine. In fact, that's how close we are to the back of the garage. And that's what I'm dealing with today. It's my tripod, my kneeling mat, and all the bits and pieces I'm cleaning up with today. So I've got parts of the interior on the roof, an original cushion. That's the cover if the van ever sits outside. And this is my single garage in my house. And this is all the room I've got, really. So that's a foot span across, and that's how far I am from the garage door. But yeah, it's good fun. Dave says, surface rust is okay, it's cancer rust that can be dangerous for a car. Yeah, absolutely. So what are your thoughts? Is this a project you'd take on? Because in reality, all I'm doing at the moment is just cleaning this paint. And look, there's not a lot to do now. There's this section here. So I'm really quite stoked, actually. I've taken all the window trims and rubbers out. so he can clean. I'm yet to do that window over there, but the whole side of that bus is already done. I don't know if I can show you. Can't really see it, but look, this door's completely clean. But that's how close we are to the wall. It's not actually touching. You can just see down there, the handles aren't actually touching, but that's how close we managed to get it to the wall. Because I need all the space I can get. But it feels so much better now having that steering wheel in there, because it didn't have a steering column. It came to me with not a lot. I've got the seats, they're just in there. I've got loads of bits and pieces, so yeah. Why not a Carrossi dip, says Simpianel. It's because I wanted to retain this original paint. I wanted to maintain the patina. I wanted to preserve what's there. So stripping out all of this paint and dirty rust staining, and you can just see the difference there. What it was, what it is now. What it was, what it is now. And it's really, really solid. I mean, if you look at any British camper van, all under these arches, that's solid. That's just flaking wax oil here. It's even got the original rubber grommets, look, in here. That's an original rubber grommet, and look how solid, apart from that bit, of course, but look how solid those channels are. And underneath, it's super, super solid. All the outriggers are good. Inside the wheel arch is good. The wheel arch tubs, whoops, the wheel arch tubs, that's just dirt, that's not rust holes, but look how solid that all is. You cannot find a bus of this age unrestored anywhere. So, yeah, that's why. Let me answer some questions. Surface rust is okay, it's cancer rust. Dave says, dude, put shelving high up around the garage for max usage of the space. Well, like that. That's my storage up there. That's about as close as I can get to the ceiling. And I've done it all up there, look. That's about as much as I can fit in. I can't fit any above the garage door, but that is all my storage bins up there. And all my lights on the wall beside me. So, yeah, I hear you, buddy. Wait to get done. It's going to look beautiful. Thank you, Doris. Taxi driver says, what engine CC will you be fitting? I'm going to be fitting a 1600 twin port. I've already got one. I found one for cheap and it runs, so that's good. Chopper he says, defo a good project, check both sides and do one side at a time. That's what we're doing, yeah. Layla says, I bought a Toyota camper van and I want to install a max fan on top, but not many places will do that. Apparently a big job. Not a very big job, Layla. Give us an email, info@coomvalleycampers.co.uk, and we'll see if we can take you on. Russ is in. Hello. In a way, it's a great project, as you can see exactly what you're in for. A complete vehicle with an interior and a bunch of filler is much more of a lottery. Absolutely. Chopper says, hope you change into right-hand drive. No, sir. This is staying original. Sean Creswell says, have you still got your T3? I remember an early video of yours where you had fitted a pop top that was made of 2 with the original fabric. Yes, we still have that. That's bully. Sally Smith says, it's a project I'll watch you take on, which feels like a healthy compromise. That's great. Thank you, Sally. VW says, got to keep them on the road. Labour of love. Absolutely. Admiral Kirk, poor lad. I won't read his comment. Layla says, I wish I'm in Australia. Well, you're in a warmer climate than I am, so take that for what it is. So let's smash on with it. I'm going to clear a bit of space in front of me so I can bring you a bit closer. But like I say, if you're watching, you like the project, you fancy continuing the project with me live at home, then be sure to give us a subscribe. Be sure to give the video a like, and we can build this bus together. How's that? Because I'd really like that. There you go. I found the cup. That's the Georgia Tech cup that was found in her. That's why she's now known as Georgia. That was deep underneath the original Westphalia rock and roll bed. Right, let me move some of this stuff out of the way. There's an empty beer bottle there. I'm going to have my mince pie. And I have to do it one-handed because now I've got my glove on. Lena says, true that. Doris says, my guy got a bug. Nice. Doris Connor's doing a salute. Thank you very much for following. and supporting. Really, really, really appreciate that. Right, we're getting sorted so we can bring you closer. Ready? Let's see if we can do this. There we go. You are in. Mince pies. Who's bought mince pies? My first one this year. I'm going to have to finish that before I put my gloves on. Merry Christmas. It's only what, five weeks? Let's continue, shall we? Right, this is all the old Scotch Brite. I need to find my new bit. So for those wondering, oh God, child lock. There we go. Pour some more paint stripper out. Cool Whip Campers is in. Good evening, guys. Says, what's the interior plan? We are restoring and replacing. Sorry, we're restoring the Westphalia interior. In fact, that's what I need to talk to you about. Because I need some lightweight ply, just naked. Have you got any? And when I come to pick up the other stuff, can I have some with that as well, please? That's what we're going to do. We're going to recreate the Westy interior. Or I could drop it off to you and you can mimic it for me. I don't know. What do you think? The Ramblings of John says, what are you drinking? I'm drinking a cup of tea in my brand new mug. My friend Matt brought this from America for me. He's just been to Florida, and he's got, he knows I love Back to the Future, so he's got me that mug. Right, Doris Connors, you're really, really lovely and everything, but all these emojis are just filling up the comment section, so other people can't comment. Right. There we go. Right, we're back on it. We're going to do the next strip, and you can see this thing's got this dirty stain mark here. This is obviously where the mirror mounted, and obviously lots of water has stained it all the way down. So we're going to come sort of up to that in this next wave of paint stripping and keep going down. Right. Trying to reveal as much of this white as possible. But it's a squeaky, squeaky door. I would love to get this whole door done by the end of it. Doris, I don't want to kick you out. Please stop emojiing me, please. You're filling up the comment section with nonsense. Right, there we go. We are smashing on. Already, look how filled up that is. Disgustingness, absolutely disgusting. Just a small amount of panel flex there. Yeah, absolutely. All of the bits from the inside have become detached, and the bottom of the door's rot. So, in fact, there you go, you can see it. Ta-da! Where are we going? This way. So what's happening is I'm stripping all these doors. Yeah, sorry about the squeaky noise. I'm stripping out these doors, and then I'm taking them to my body guy. So apologies for the squeakiness. I will try and hold this door as still as possible. Who was that? The real Zet. Just blew my eardrums out from the squeaky. Russ says, I watched Back to the Future last night with my daughters. My 13-year-old's cringing when Marty's mum was hitting on him. It was spectacularly funny. Adventure Van Life says, what product will you use to seal the paint to stop the rust coming back? The VW has so much patina. Yes, so I will be using probably a form of lacquer, probably a satin. So I can preserve the patina and give maybe like a satin style finish. I don't really want a gloss varnish on it. Sorry about the squeakiness. It won't be for long. Just got to rush and do this panel. Rush and do this panel, not rush and do this panel. There we go. So for those wondering, those who've joined us, because there's a lot of you in here, We're stripping the original paint, not the original, we're stripping the aftermarket paint off this bus to reveal the white underneath. And you can see I've already done a ton, and I just want to get to here by the end of the night. How cool would that be? Hands up if you're going to try and stick with us until we get there. That'd be super cool. And if you're watching and you still haven't given the video a like, please do. Please double tap on that screen, give the video a like. Or failing that, subscribe to the channel. Or do both, that'd be amazing. So double tap on the screen, or there should be some dots up here in the corner. Give that video a like, please. That would be incredible. So yes, there's going to be lots. We're literally going to cover the whole build live. That's my aim. And we'll do everything from engine work to electrics and everything else. So yeah, will you stay with us? Will you stick with us? Hands up, put your hands up, do a wavy comment if you fancy watching the whole progress of this van. I think that would be good fun. God, that blue is being removed quite quickly. So yeah, sorry about the squeakiness. There is a lot of blue there. Gosh, some of the scarring under here, you can see it in the blue, but it's really going to come across or come out really, really nicely. There you go, that's what's left. That's what the Scotch-Brite looks like. Somebody says, I put my hands up if I knew how. Just leave a comment with a hands up emoji. That might work. Taxi driver said, it'd be good to see your body shop guy do some video doing the repairs of the door. Yeah, absolutely. I think that would be really fun. So what we'll hopefully do is when I go down to my body guy, he won't mind being on camera. So that'd be good fun. So yes, I plan to do at least one of these a week, hopefully 2. Just to keep you all updated, because if anything, it's good incentive for me to actually keep the project rolling. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and bring you up. Let's do that. Ready? It saves me crouching down looking at you. There you go. Nobody wants to sit up my nose. How's that? Is that a bit better? Sort of see what I'm doing a bit better. Stop it. Squeaking so bad. So I'm now going to concentrate a little bit on the harder spots. Just getting those last blue bits away, but you can see how quickly it's working. Where I've left the paint stripper on and then hitting it back again. It's obviously made it softer. So coming back to it a few minutes later is really, really helpful. Do you know what I have missed? This is wheel arch down here. Concentrating on the door. There's a weird lump of paint here. See how that's going to come out. You see it? It's like some rust underneath it or something. I might have to get a pick in there or something. That's weird. Yeah, I might have to hit that again on a separate day. Right, where we go? Grinder and a 36 works a lot better. Yeah, that's brilliant. Right, here we go. Let's go back to the comments. So people are talking about Back to the Future. Sorry about that. What product will you use to seal the paint? Yeah, we went over that. Cool Whip says whatever you need. What's the movie funny? Says Doris. I'm just trying to be for you, so I'll tell you. Joel Howard said, do you ever use Osfo under your rust? I don't know the product. Simon says, if only you knew someone who has sound deadening. Sean Creswell says, really good viewing numbers on these lives. Really good to see. Thank you so much. Russ says, I put my hand up if I knew how. Taxi driver says, it'd be good to see your body shop guy. Yes. The real Zet. I was kidding about the squeaky. I just came in. What is the vehicle you're working on by chance? It's a 69 bay window bus. I've just subscribed. You're doing a great job. I'm looking forward to seeing the progress. Thank you so much. Taxi driver says, how is James, the electrics man? James from Rain Automotives, brilliant. Thank you for asking. The ramblings of John says, it might be a bit early, but when do summer campers and coffee tickets go on sale? Probably be early spring, if not before. And we should have some interesting news coming up for the next Campers and Coffee, so keep your eyes peeled on the social media. Right, I think I've done that section. VW says, I'm Phil, I'm part of this from the first live. Can't wait to see this build progress. Thank you, Simon. What up says, Grinder and 36 works a lot better. Do you know what? I would love to grinder it. Not really. No, I wouldn't. I'm trying to preserve the paint. Taxi driver says, put a sheet of Dodo mat on the inside, stop it squeaking. Adventure Van Life says, did I miss the tour of the VW? Popped out for 2 minutes. Yes, I'm afraid you did. You're going to have to go back after the video's gone live or finished live. Ramblings of John says, Leigh, it's your elbow squeaking. Old age creeps up on us all. Yes, so it does. Yeah, absolutely. Right, shall we wash this bit? See what this looks like. Get my little sponge. It's like a microfiber washing sponge. Look at that. Now, yes, the white paint is not show-worthy, is it? It's not. I know that. However, this is our archaeology, right? This is our preserving history. And look at that difference between that and that. It's absolutely bonkers. Let me just flip you around and show you this weird blob of blue if I can. Can I bring you any closer? Let's bring you in closer. So there's a weird blob of blue right about here. And it looks like there was a rust hole or something there at one point. And it's just sort of been blobbed in there. So I'll come back in with that at a later stage as like a pick tool. But look at that for a contrast. Hi. Isn't that mad? Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Russ says, not show worthy. Cover your ears, Georgia. No, you're right. Doris says, so where do you live at? It's so small. I just live in the southeast of England. Garages in the UK. God, look, we're on to the next bit already. This is cool. Garages in the UK, especially live in suburbia, aren't that huge. But that's fine, because I have a 3,000 square foot workshop for when I do the other things. But when I'm working on my own stuff at home, it's kind of nice to sort of have your little space. And it kind of helps with your building as well, because if I had a bigger space, I'd just sort of blow out everywhere and just take up all the space. So to concentrate on smaller areas at a time is probably quite beneficial. Right, I think I'm going to come across to here. So we'll do the whole top of the door and then work our way down. That banging. Already filling up the Scotch-Brite so quick. Gosh, this is so cool how it's turning out, honestly. Taxi driver says, can't wait until my next summer for my annual pilgrimage back up to Scotland. Do you know what? We haven't done much travelling in our camper van in Scotland, if at all. And I'm a bit scared by it because it's so busy. I like to go off the beaten track a bit. Plus, I just love travelling around Europe. Where do you guys like travelling? Answer me this. If you're a camper van person, if you go away in your camper van, where is your best camping location? Where's the best campsite you've ever been? The best country you've ever been to camping? I'd love to know. Leave it down in the comments right now. I'd love to know. What I'd also like to do, where are we at? We're at 45 minutes. Now, there is 154 of you watching. We are on 42 likes. Is there any chance we might be able to get these likes up to 100? How cool would that be? If you're watching right now and you'd like to see the likes go up in real time, please give the video a like. Double tap on the screen or have a look up in the top corner. There should be 3 dots. Please give the video a like. It'll really, really help the video. Auto Repair Shop says car name. This is Georgia. She's a 1969 Westphalia VW camper. And we are slowly but surely removing the paint. Not removing it for painting, but removing it for preservation. There we go. That's already coming out really, really nicely. Replace that again. We are going through it today. We are going through it. Right, lashing it on there. Maybe get rid of some of this surface rust up here whilst we're at it. Make that a nice clean transition. Funny, under this blue, in some areas, I can see like bits of grey primer. I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, it's weird how some areas actually have some primer on, whereas most of this is just literally brush painted on, blue paint. Oh, it's getting there. Right, I'll clean this off and then I'll show you those primer areas. Right, clean this off now. So what I do is once I finish that, I have a little wet sponge here. And I give Georgia a bit of a sponge bath. There you go. Towel her down. There she is, another bit done. We've only got this bit to do. I mean, this is really bad down here, but it should be quite interesting to watch. Right, where are we? You speak very fast, says Auto Repair Shop. Okay, sorry about that. Michael Dirksen says, hi, where are you from? I'm from the southeast of England. VW says, for me, it's West Country and Dorset. Nice, very, very nice. Right, somebody, or all of you lot, you lovely people, have brought us up to 53 likes. Now, it's going to be a huge ask to get us to 100. But if you would do, that'd be amazing. If you are on the fence about whether to give the video a like or not, it doesn't cost you anything. And it'd be really, really cool if you could. I'd love it. Michael Dirksen says, okay, I'm from South Africa. Look at that. We've got viewers from South Africa. There you go. Quick question. Let's get you down in the comments. Where are you watching from right now? That'd be really, really cool to know. I'm from the southeast of England. You are watching this be filmed in the southeast of England. Whereabouts are you watching from today? Are you in England? Are you overseas? If you are in England, whereabouts? Didn't James reply? Says he's in the West Country. No, Simon said, for me it's West Country. Oh, that was where he goes camping. Charlotte says, I'm also from the southeast too. Nice. VW Simon says, anyone good ones near you? I'm just thinking of your Christmas event. What, campsites? Where's the campsites? Good to me. Chestnut Meadow is a good one in Bexhill. Chestnut Meadow. Adventure Van Life says, Norway in the winter for me. It's amazing. Stunning views, -30, and the Aurora Borealis. Going back on Boxing Day for 90 days in the Utemog. Amazing. That is amazing, actually. Right. I need some more juice. Michael Sparks says, I'm in Norfolk, born and inbred. Right, more juice. So the paint stripper I'm using is this Paint Panther. Paint and varnish stripper. Can I bring you guys any closer? How's that? Really in my teeth there. T2 Combi, yes, it is a T2 Combi. A very old one, but it's, yes, a T2 Combi. We're a T2 Westphalia, actually. Can we get to the bottom of this door, though, by the end of the hour? We're at 51 minutes, so it's unlikely, but I will stay on with you guys until we finish this door. What do you reckon? Less talking, more working. Now, there's 182 of you watching right now. Can 45 of you, please give the video a thumbs up? Because that would then mean that we get to 100 likes on the video, and that would just be epic. Doris is from Arizona, allegedly. Michael Dirksen says, I like old cars. I own a 68 Toyota Corona. Wow, 68 Corona. That's very cool. So here we go. We are getting into the nitty gritty. As it gets a bit further down, the paint gets really rough. Well, it's barely paint, it's more rust. But it'll be interesting to see how it turns out. Definitely. How are we doing on battery? Got a good battery still. Right, so 180 of you. Who's going to do me a huge favour? Give the video a like. Let's get those views up to, the likes up to 100. It's been fantastic for views today, so I really, really appreciate that. But I just need 41 of you now to like the video. Who else have we got? Thumbs up on all my devices, says Simon. Northeast of England, Ramblings of John. James Hestier says, why aren't you using a grinder? Because I'm not painting this van. I'm removing this blue paint to preserve this original white stuff. Joseph says, I own a 65 Land Rover Santana 88. Very nice. Pinstriping by Bear says, hello from Southern California. Jennifer Evans says, hello from Canada. Michael Dirksen says, what colour are you doing on that one? This is the original white. I'm going to stay with this original white. Sean says, if you're on phones, just double tap the screen. No need to exit the video. Thank you very much. Doris Connors is apparently now from Texas. She was from Arizona earlier. 64 likes. 65. Thank you so much. Let's get the likes. Just double tap the screen. 197 of you watching. If you can double tap that screen and give the video a like, that would be so cool. Let's get that video to 100 likes. Huh? That would be the coolest. That would be our most liked video yet, I think. That would be very, very cool. And the more the channel grows, the more I'll be able to do the videos. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, we are so close to 100,000 subscribers. So close. We're like 2,000 away from 100,000 subscribers. So if you're able to, go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well. Look at that, 77 likes. That's so cool. So yeah, if you're able to, subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, because we have 350 plus videos showing you how to build your own camper van. Not do this necessarily, but convert your own camper van. There's 350 plus videos there. So you're on YouTube anyway. In fact, if any of our followers are in here, who can maybe tell everybody the steps of subscribing from what they're watching here. That would be so cool, because I can't see what you're seeing. Michael says, I just subscribed, thank you so much. Joxo says, nice works, Josko from Croatia. Malcolm, hi from Wiltshire. James Boyle says, Jim Boyle, Australia, thank you so much. Daniel says, Dan here from Eastern Pennsylvania, I have a cherry red 68 Carmen gear. Thank you so much. I know you can't see much of the bus now, but it's here, I promise. And we're preserving this patina paintwork that's been hiding under this blue hand-painted paint for God knows how many years. Simon says, apparently the one who gets the 100th like gets a free mince pie. Pinstriping by a bear says, if you're an Android device, just click the upper right hand corner where it says subscribe. That's amazing. So if you haven't subscribed to the video yet, top right hand corner of your screen, if you're on an Android, and then you can go subscribe. There's 77 likes so far. Can we get another 23 to get us to 100 likes on this video? There's 137 of you watching. We're 55 minutes in. If you like what you see, please go ahead, give the video a thumbs up. Just double tap on it. Let's see if we can get that to 100 likes. That'd be very, very cool. Very, very cool. I would love you forever. At the end of the day, it does cost nothing. It does help out the small channels like us. And especially because my legs have just gone to sleep. I cannot feel my legs. We are nearly there. Look, I reckon we've got this other half of the door to do. Let me bring you back down. Can I bring you down? There we go. What motor's in the bus? Nothing yet. I've got a 1600 to go in it. James Hestier says, are you building a car for yourself? This one's my one. I build vans every day for other people, but this is my bus. This is my little baby. And we have very, very nearly stripped this whole door of old blue paint, hand painted blue paint. And if we can get this all off today, you can tell I'm rushing a bit now. Wouldn't that just be the coolest? I don't think it's going to take long to do this bottom half because there's barely any blue, it's just all rust. But now I've done that bit, let me clean it. Oh, look at that, we're on 83 likes. Let's see if we can get to 100 by an hour. We've got 2.5 minutes. There's 175 of you watching right now. If just 17 of you could just double tap the screen right now, get those likes up to 100, that would be the coolest. I'd go to sleep a happy man tonight, that's for sure. Right, look at that. We have very nearly done this whole door today. How good does that look? I can't wait to give you a wide shot at the end. Right, let's bring you right down. Totally dropped it. Totally dropped it. Oh my gosh. I totally dropped my phone. There we go. Sorry, I totally dropped the phone then, and I've now made the camera dirty. There you go. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can see the rest. Missed a few of these lives. Looks like it's coming on nicely, says D. Harwood. Ramblings of John. Likes are showing 82 on my screen. 18 more, please. We're at 89 on mine right now. What is the time there? The time here is 20:59. We've got less than a minute to get those last 11 views. If you can just be one of the last 11 to get us over 100 likes, that would be so cool. Let's see if we can do that. I have to stand up, I'm afraid, because my feet have gone to sleep. I've been kneeling down for an hour and I've lost the use of my legs. Let me just move back a bit. And then we can just do this part of the door. Look how rusty that is. Let's bring you round. So this is the last part of the door and there's barely any blue paint there. So hopefully we can get that done. Right, I'm gonna cut some more Scotch-Brite. Let's do that now. And I am standing up on purpose because my legs have gone to sleep. 92, 8 more likes. So there's 170 of you watching right now. If there's 8 more of you that could just give that screen a double tap, that would make my day. Thank you so, so much, everybody. This is super cool. Right, I can feel the blood flowing back into my legs. That's cool. I can start sitting down again in a minute. But for the meantime, let's start doing this from this angle. Let's get on it. There we go, 94 likes. Thank you. If you could do that another 6 times, let's get this video to 100 likes. I'm a bit away from the camera now, I can barely read the comments. So close, everyone. Just hit that like and also subscribe, it's free. Brilliant, come on, 10 more likes. Brilliant, thank you so much everybody. 5 more likes, let's get this to an hour. We've just crept over the hour mark. We're almost 100%, says Doris. Keep going, pal, thank you. Right, let's get this done. Now, as you can see, as I'm going on this, I'm actually removing the rust first. And it's going blue and then going white. So it's taking the rust staining off. And then it's going white, which looks pretty remarkable actually. Right, we are 3 away from 100 likes. So if you're there, if you're waiting to be the 100th, do it now. That'd be so cool. So cool. Thank you everybody in advance. It's so cool. Right, what's this? Westy camper. Yeah, what are you working on? Yes, a Westy camper. 97. 97 likes, everybody. Right, so if you are watching and you don't know what we're doing, this is a 1968 Westy bay window bus, and we're at 99 likes, by the way. I'm removing this old blue paint and a rusty area to reveal this lovely white underneath. Right, I'm keeping an eye. We're at 99 thumbs up. If you are watching and you want to get us to that 100, double tap on the screen right now and that will click us over to 100. Yes! We've done it! Yes! 100 likes on the video. Thank you so much. Look at that. Look at that. Thank you, everybody. That is the coolest thing ever. 101 now. Gosh. Now you're hungry. 100. Look at that. So good. Right, so you can see as I'm rubbing this off, you can see the streaks where someone's hand painted it. And they're just like the slightly thicker areas. That is such a squeaky door. Right. Whoops. Right, I might have to change the Scotch-Brite. Look at that. Thank you, everybody. Ditch the tea, crack a beer. Yes. I've got some ciders in a bag over there, actually. So you can see how that's all slowly turning white and brown. But this is why I'm preserving this. You can't pay for paint jobs like this. Some people wouldn't want to, especially according to some of the people commenting on my videos recently. Gosh, they hate it. Right, I'm going to give that a quick rinse off. This is just water. And there you can sort of see how the blue comes off and then some of it's left behind. It's kind of crazy. But look at that. What an awesome effect on the bodywork. So good. Somebody says, oh my God, I have a 72 VW. A have chosen quite a big area to try and do in an hour. And admittedly, we are over the hour now. Thank you so much for those 100 likes, by the way. Taxi driver says, what happened to Bully? Bully's still around. In fact, I drove him the other day. But he is coming off the road soon for a engine change. So that'll be on the channel. We are so close, people. So close. Leigh, are you still using the green machine as your daily? The green machine? What, my Beetle? I haven't had the Beetle yet as my daily. I've sort of been doing a rolling restoration on that. Yes, I have about 4 projects. I'm an idiot. But I actually drove the Beetle this week as well. He needs some carb tweaking. Right, should we give that a clean and show you? My legs have completely woken up now, so I can kneel back down again and be with you guys. Michael says, when did you start building the car? I've had this for about 5 years. I bought it in lockdown, and because work has taken a priority, building the workshop, building the showroom, doing YouTube, building our own vans, this one's taken a back seat until very recently. But now it's George's turn. It's George's turn to have some love. But yes, my aim is to make the green one a daily very, very soon. Now, there we go. Right, where are we? I don't think I can get you much lower in terms of camera angle. That's it. That's what we've got to do. Just that bit. And look at that beautiful effect. I can't believe how well it's come out. It's so, so fun. Right, a few more bits of Scotch-Brite. And then we'll smash on with it, I think. Have I missed any comments? Not really. LLL984 said, oh my God, I have a 72 VW. Yeah, man, that's awesome. Right. I reckon these are the last 3 bits of Scotch-Brite just to do the last bit of this door. I'm going to leave the wheel arch for now. Let's concentrate on one thing at a time. You ready? I reckon more of this will show up white than you think. This whole area will go from brown to white. I think it will look quite cool. See it coming through already? Not a lot of paint down there. Not a lot of paint stripping to do, that's for sure. But it brings out a really cool effect. Ramblings of John, I bid you good night. It's been a pleasure as always. Thank you so much. VW says there's some good work today there, mate. Lawrence Creswell says absolutely smashed it tonight. Yeah, it's been a goodie. It's been a goodie. Let's just get filled. Let's see how much white is left. Because admittedly, I've got to go too and say goodnight to my kids. So somebody says, what are you doing? So you're 69 minutes into our video. I'm removing the hand-painted blue paint from my 1969 VW bus. It looked like that. Then we've been stripping the paint off. And now that's the last bit on this door. So you've got right near to the end. And there's not a lot of paint left on this bit. But what is there of the blue, we're trying our best to remove. So close. I feel like I'm rushing now. Shouldn't be really, should I? We're all here for a good time. Some of this blue paint is so thick here. I think I may well have to revisit it. That's a badass bus you got there. My wife's been wanting one for a long time. Thank you very much, that classic car guy. It's getting there slowly. Right, I'm going to give that a rinse down. I am going to have to work. There you go, nice coat of epoxy primer on the bare metal. That would last for years. Sean Creswell says it was quite acceptable in the 80s to hand paint your own vehicle. Do you know what? I hand painted Bully 11 years ago with a roller, and he's still wearing that same paint today. Ham Radio Mobile, evening from myself and Marconi, the T6 ham radio van. Good evening. Perfect Sunday evening, says Elmer the truck. Look how that has come back. That was just orange rust before. And there is definitely some more work I've got to do on that white. That is for sure. But giving it a quick go over. That is some beautiful patina. That is actually quite cool. I can't wait to show you quickly. Right, so there is more work that I've got to do on it, because if you can see some areas here, there's like grey primer in the white, and that's a little harder to take off. So, good job, mate. Keep at it. Thank you very much. Alex Flower says, I'm in the process of restoring my Mark 1 Golf. I'll be doing this shortly. See, there's some people out there that get it. Right, I need to take these gloves off. Hang on. Let's wipe my hands down, and let's wipe this down. Right. So, are we ready for the big reveal? Right, let's flip you round. Right, so this is my workstation. That's all the Scotch-Brite we've used. There's my glubbies. That's what's left of my tea. My mince pie case. And that's my little pot of paint stripper. My little jug of water. But, so, let's clean that screen for you. Bear with us one moment. Right, so, that is an area we cleared before. This is what the whole side of the bus looked like. Just this awful, rusty, hand-painted blue. But I always saw potential in her. Always saw potential. So, starting to strip the paint, I found this white. And excuse the flickery lights. And tonight, we've literally removed everything on this door. So, we had removed about up to here on the last video. So tonight, we've removed from here all the way there and down. So let's take just a second to appreciate what's underneath all of that blue. And again, I'm sorry for the flickery light. How can I remove that? maybe get a bit closer. Here you go. So this is the front of the bus. Kind of sad looking, but I'm leaving all of that patina, all of those dents. I might have to pull some of the dents out, but now that door is done. And just look at that. That's some mad looking patina there. And it's really quite thick. Right, let's see if I can zoom in. And right down the bottom it starts to get really bad. That's the bottom of the door just there. But this is the grey primer I was talking about. So I'm going to have to go a bit heavier on this. But the whole door was brown and rust. And there's still some flecks of blue. But look at that. It's nearly a white bus. There's a cute little face. It's nearly a white bus. Just got to move on to that back corner now. So, once again, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Let's bring that up here. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. It's been really, really cool. Probably our best yet. I haven't seen the figures. But with 107 likes on the video, that is just super cool. If you are watching, you do want to give us just a quick like before we go. Just double tap on that screen if you're on a mobile device. It just really, really helps the videos. We've got over 100 likes today, which I think is the most yet. So thank you very much. You're really giving me the incentive to do more of these because it obviously shows that you like them. So thank you so much. Simon says that's one of them jobs that you will look back at it again in the morning and think, yep, love it. Do you know what I do? Like my kitchen door is just behind me. Or behind you, and I do sometimes just pop my head out through the kitchen door and go, yep, happy with that. But yeah, I'm going to hit this back again later. But no, I just again want to say thank you so much, everybody. It's been our longest live, I think. It's 1 hour and 16 minutes. I don't normally do them this long, but I just wanted to finish this door today, and I'm so glad we did. Thank you so much, everybody, for your support. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It is brilliant. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.